like from an individual perspective, like everything has gotten so vain and like a little bit with the AI too. It's like you don't even know what's real anymore.
Well,
like people can AI themselves.
Yeah, and you got these filters. I mean, the filters was even before the AI, but it's like, I mean, that's a form of AI, but it's and then it's like, and then people get attached with the filter version of themselves. They don't even like the real stuff. Like it's like
they don't take any pictures unless they have a filter on.
And if you think that doesn't play into the dating, I mean, one, you're catfishing people. Let's be real about that. And then second, how much insecurity are you walking into that relationship with? Right. When it's not even, I mean, some girls have insecurity with their makeup, right? It's like, I can't imagine the level of insecurity now that like, I can't see you in real life because I don't have a filter. I can't even recreate this with the makeup. You know what I mean? And people are getting all kinds of unnecessary surgeries in order to look like their filters. It's bad. So it's like everything becomes about, instead of the person and connecting, it becomes about the vanity of it. This is like, what can I get from people, right? You're not even viewing people as real. I mean, you look at the comments again. You know, I have seen this firsthand, and I mean, we see it, and you've seen it firsthand. But people say stuff online
that they would never say to your face
on social media, and it's like you're dehumanizing people because there's this level of, and so
because you can detach easier because you're not having to look somebody in the eye and be like, you're ugly fat guy.
Right.
Like, I don't know anybody, even like the bravest person, who would do that to somebody.
Right.
And if they were, then they're the biggest jerk and no one would talk to them. Everyone, you know, like it would just be a whole thing. But people feel like they can put their avatar as some picture that's not them, like a table, and then go around on the internet and almost like get off on being an asshole to other people to make themselves feel better.
Right. And that's the real them.
Right.
That's the real one.
Right.
And then they go out on a date, right? And then, you know, if the girl rejects them, then they can now say all the stuff that they wouldn't say to someone's face, but they can say it behind, you know, you got the social
and you
media.
can't really even like give them the natural consequence, right? Because like they're on the internet. You can't like go over and look them in the eye and be like, are you okay? Because like obviously somebody doing that is not okay.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't even like reason with these people because they're so like high on tearing people down to make themselves feel better. And the only way they can do it is online because they don't have the balls to do it to your face.
Right.
And then like you said too, it's scary as a woman where a guy online can either be like super nice and then be like, hey, I'm not interested. And then he turns into one of those guys. You know, it's scary to even have interactions like that online because you don't know what links people can go to. Just like there was, I don't know if he still does like TikToks or stuff. There was this person who you could send him a picture and he could exactly pinpoint where you were.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, people can do all these crazy things that like if we never started posting on social media, we never started doing this stuff.
Yeah.
That like people wouldn't be able to do these things. Now they can like a crazy guy, if he's at home,
he can figure
and he looks at your picture and you're like standing somewhere and you're like, oh, in my neighborhood, he can like look at a street sign and then like figure out where exactly you live and then like come to your house. Like that's an extreme scenario,
but it's true. Yeah. So
it never would have happened if it wasn't for that sort of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that happens with social media too is that it also causes, it's like I said, the connections that should just be dead.
Right.
We stay in touch with people we shouldn't stay in touch with, right? So it's like when Facebook first came out, a lot of divorces happened because people got in touch with their high school sweethearts or just their people that they knew from high school, and then they started affairs, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a dangerous kind of thing. Like you don't need to have all these connections. You don't need to stay in touch with all these people. Yeah, the close people that you're close with, but it's created all these opportunities, right? And then there's a lot of hiding.
I would say maybe romantic, because I think there's something like nice about connecting with like a childhood friend that maybe moved away. That is like you're like a girl in my instance, or like if it was a guy in your instance, like, but obviously if it's like a romantic interest or even like some random guy from high school, I agree. I don't have a need to establish that connection. But like I just said, if it was like, you know, my best friend in 5th grade who moved away and now I can see and talk to her,
which is fine,
you know,
but yeah.
and kind of see where her life ended up, and she can see where my life ended up, and we can stay in touch. Like, I think that is a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just,
I agree with what you're saying as far as like, why do you need to be in touch with like your high school boyfriend?
and even then, like you stay in touch with, like okay, so now you can see this person's fake life for their, because that's all
you're
people
right
post
about
is,
that. That
like,
a lot of
like,
people post the
so
good
it's like,
stuff, and you know,
so
and
so
that's
you don't really like call them on the phone, then you really know what's going on. You know, it's like, so it's just a proxy for real human interaction. Is what it makes us feel better, but it's a proxy, and that whole mentality gets carried forward in dating as well, and in relationships, right? In the sense that, you know, it creates a kind of a disposable culture, but it does also open up, like I said, a whole world of temptation to people, because all they gotta do is just slide in the DMs.
It's so easy
You know
now.
what I mean? And